So I have been using this DJI FPV remote controller for a while now, probably about 2 to 3 weeks, and I put through about maybe 40 packs and above. And what I can say is that it's really good. It feels good in the hand, and the sticks responded very well, and it's very easy to use. Also, the radio signal is very locked in. You can see from the video that I'm very confident in my flying nowadays. I can fly high and far. So in terms of radio link, it's very good. And it's also easy to set up. And it feels like full-size sticks, although they're not full-size sticks, especially after some adjustment that you make to the sticks. That is, you can increase the height of the sticks, and the batteries, they last very long. Say if I go out and fly for an hour, so the battery will probably go down to about one LED light slot. So that's really good. And then the charging is also very easy to do. So why do I use this DJI FPV remote controller instead of like a TBS Crossfire or the normal Tyrannis? Well, the reason being that DJI has been doing their standard drones for a while now, and they're very good in what they do. Their standard drones can go long range, so they have already experience in doing this type of radio signal and receiver. And this remote controller can give you about 4 kilometers of range. Comparing that to a TBS Crossfire Micro that most of us will most likely use because it's the cheaper version of the TBS Crossfire. And also, there's even a cheaper version if you already got a Tyrannis X90 or QX7 with a bit of modification. You can buy a cheaper version of the TBS Crossfire Micro. The TBS Crossfire Micro also gives you a range of around 4 kilometers. DJI remote controller. I use that because I think it gives me consistency in terms of the radio signal. And also it's because of I don't have to pay extra $40 to $50 every time I buy a DJI quad, and I have to add on a TBS Crossfire receiver. So in terms of saving money, if you have 5 quads and if you put TBS Crossfire on all the 5 quads, that adds up to about $250 already. So you're actually spending more money using a TBS Crossfire than using a DJI FPV remote controller. And also with this DJI FPV remote controller, it's a much simpler process, and you don't have to go through any special binding process. All you have to do is just connect to your PC or your Mac, update to the latest software, press the bind button, and press the bind button on the DJI IA unit, and it will automatically connect. So next time when you want to fly, just turn on your remote controller and your quad, and it will then automatically connect for you. So it's very easy, and I must emphasize again, it's very easy to use. It's very locked in. The sticks feels really good, and it feels like they feel like full-size sticks instead of mini sticks. So I would recommend this radio controller if you're flying DJI digital. It makes things much simpler, and it gives you more consistency, and you save money. So I hope you guys like and enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Just remember, quadcopter is not rocket science. See you next time. So to activate this controller, there's two stages. The first stage is to charge the battery to fully charged stage. Then you activate the battery. And then the second stage is you turn on this transmitter, and then you connect the USB to your PC, and then you turn on your DJI Assistant 2, and then it will prompt you to update and to activate your transmitter. So just follow the prompts and you'll be able to activate and update very easily. Yeah, so it's disappointing that this DJI remote controller doesn't come with a lanyard. So I need to use my Tyrannus lanyard. And also it doesn't come with a USB to USB cable. This is USB-C. So you can get this from your local computer shop, or you can use the one that's provided with your DJI goggles. So the way that you charge this is you plug this into your standard wall charger. So mine is 2 amperes output with 5 volts. So you just plug it in under the controller where the USB-C port is, and then it's charging. I tested the battery before. It wasn't fully charged, so there wasn't any lights. So it was basically zero charge, I think. Yeah, so this is how you are charging it. So it takes around 5 to 6 hours to charge it when it's new. So just take note about that. So when it's fully charged, those 4 LED lights will light up. You just unplug this. And then you take your USB cable and then connect to your transmitter and connect that to your PC, and you turn on the DJI Assistant 2. Then it will prompt you to update your software, your firmware. So, but before you connect, you need to turn on the transmitter. So what you need to do is you need to press it twice, one, twice, and hold it. The second time you need to hold it, so it's on already. So if you want to turn it off, same thing, hold. Also, you can hook this up to your computer for simulator training. So you need to buy. So this one is much heavier than the QX7. This is about 770 grams. This is 600 something. I'm going to put a video of how much they weigh later on, then you can have a look. I think this one is about 600 something grams. And the traditional Tyrannus X90 Plus is about 800 something grams. So this is between the QX7 and the Tyrannus X90 Plus in terms of weight. So in relation to the sticks travel, on the QX7 and the Tyrannus X90 Plus, they have the full-size sticks, but with the DJI remote controller, the sticks are smaller and it has less travel. So if you are used to flying a full-size stick, so you may need some time to get used to flying with a smaller stick travel. But if you are already familiar with flying a quadcopter, it shouldn't take you too much time to get used to a smaller controller. So in terms of switches, this DJI remote control only has 4 switches. The auxiliary 1, 3 position, auxiliary 2, 3 position, auxiliary 3, 3 position, and auxiliary 4, 3 position. I think these sliders, you can't use them for controlling the quadcopter. They're more for the menu selection and things like that. I haven't tested this out yet, so we'll see. So with this traditional QX7, you have more switches. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you have this knobs. With the Tranis X9D Plus, you have even more switches, and you have sliders at the side. So the sticks feel a bit soft. I normally fly with more tension sticks. So if you are new to this and you're not very good in flying like me, so what you need to do, you need to have the sticks as tight as possible, because I fly pinching. So this is to prevent you from making too much adjustment, and also preventing you from making too many mistakes, because if you get panic, you tend to push the sticks really hard. So with stiffer sticks, you just have to push it a little bit, and it takes more effort to push it, so it will lessen the mistakes. I think for pinchers, the harder the sticks, the better it is, because you want precision, you want small movement. But with thumbers, I think they usually like smoother sticks, because the thumb has to move a bit more, and to be more accurate, you need to have a smoother stick so that there's more freedom of movement. So my advice to any of you who's not as good as flying as all those other pilots on YouTube, and especially if you're flying pinching, make this stiffer and this one stiffer. And also if you're just starting out and you are thumbing, make it a little bit stiffer. So when you get better at flying, naturally you can then decide what sort of stiffness that you want your control sticks to be, and you can adjust it accordingly. So it's not hard to adjust. You just open up the back, and like I show you in this video, you can make all the adjustments. So if you want to adjust the stick tensions, you need to open up the rubber grip at the back, and then use your screwdriver and adjust the tension. So this one is a Mode 2 controller. So the stick tensions for the right sticks will be adjusted this side, and the throttle sticks can be adjusted inside here. So we need to open this up and adjust the sticks. So to open the back, you need to press the button, and then I think you need to press this button to release the battery. That's the battery, and the adjustment is right here, because this is Mode 2. So for the throttle, this is the smooth throttle adjustment. This is for ratchet. That means you can hear the sound like this one. Make it a bit stiffer. So this is how you adjust this. This screw is up position, so you need to screw it in as deep as you like it until the very end. So I screw the screw in as much as possible to the ratchet field that I like. You can now hear the sound. As earlier you couldn't even hear the sound, so this is much stiffer now. So it will give you a bit more control. So now we need to put the battery back. Close it up. So the right sticks are also a bit too soft for me, so I need a bit more tension. So I'll open up the back and adjust the screws. That's how you open up this bit. So this screws here is to adjust your horizontal tension. This one is vertical tension. So with these two, it's a bit finicky, so I didn't show you on camera. So I basically adjust it to the very end. So I'm using this type of screwdriver. This is a Phillips head screwdriver. So now the sticks have more tensions, which is how I like to fly. It gives you a bit more control, so you don't push too much to the left, to the right, or up and down. So to help you with how you like your sticks, so you can even adjust the height of the sticks by unscrewing this, and then you tighten it with the top screw. So now I've also adjusted the height of the sticks, and because this is curved, this is a bit more to the right and the left, so it's not like this type of flat surface. So now I adjust it so that it feels very similar to my sticks, my control sticks on the QX7 when I pinch fly. So with this DJI remote controller, you can see that you don't have a screen. The reason why it doesn't have a screen is because I think this one uses its own software, and you don't have to set up any model. This is all set up. So this is basically very similar to your Beta FPV Light Radio version 2, where they set everything up for you, and you have 4 switches, just like this one. So when you buy, you don't have to set up any of these switches already. They're all activated. So this one is auxiliary 1, auxiliary 2, 3 and 4. So when you set it up and then when you connect to your flight controller, all you need to do is to make sure when you go into Betaflight, make sure that the switches correspond to how you want to set it up, and then you are good to go. So you don't have to worry anything about the settings inside here. You don't have to create a model every single time. You just need to know that this is already set up for you. All the switches are activated. You just need to bind to either your DJI A unit, you bind it, and then you can then go to Betaflight and set up all your switches in Betaflight.